This video will take a deep dive into Taboola's content strategy. What will we cover today? We will discuss all things related to content strategy to set you up for success on Taboola. We will touch on marketing objectives, building your story and empathy, landing page best practices, image and creative best practices, and title best practices. The Taboola User. Our main focus at Taboola is to help you reach new clients by surfacing content they may like but never knew existed. On search, there is intent. On social, there is referral. But what about those users that don't know about your brand yet? That's where Taboola comes in. Taboola's discovery algorithm reaches users when they are in the exploration phase and ready to discover something new. Taboola is a great resource for exposing new users to your content and bringing previous users back around to your site. Marketing objectives. Taboola will help bring new users to your site while also expanding existing reach. But what do you want to get out of this traffic? This is where your marketing objective comes in. At Taboola, we make it easy for you and narrow it down to 5 common objectives in Backstage: lead generation, online purchases, brand awareness, web engagement, and mobile app downloads. With that being said, it is really important to have a clear goal in mind. This is because the marketing objective will impact the strategy of your campaigns. For each marketing objective, you may employ different headlines, images, or even landing pages. If you have multiple objectives, simple. Just create a new campaign for each one and test different strategies. Telling your story. Users spend about 20% of their time consuming content in many different forms on the open web. During this content consumption phase, they are at their highest level of engagement, which makes it a great time to catch their attention and introduce them to something new, such as your site. When Taboola serves content to users, they are more likely to become loyal, long-term customers. This is why your story is so important, and that comes in the form of your landing page, creatives, and brand. So now we will touch on creative best practices. Visuals are everything, and what typically grabs the user's attention to then get them to read your headline and discover more about your brand. You really want to be unique. Originality is key. So consider the following elements when choosing your images. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Make your ads appealing to the user's eye to attract their attention. Use bright colors and avoid image clutter. Clean images with a single center of focus will help you stand out. Try to stay away from clip art, brand logos, and images with too much text. The next key item to keep in mind is diversity. Make sure you represent everyone with the potential to buy your product. This is where a lot of advertisers miss out because they are not representing the variety of users who are likely to buy their product or service. And finally, A/B test. We cannot stress enough how important it is to A/B test, and Taboola has made that easy for you. You can upload multiple creatives to test what works and what doesn't by checking our top campaign content tab in Backstage. For example, if you notice a specific keyword is working well in your headlines, upload more of those. You should consistently test new images and headlines, as creatives can experience creative fatigue when users are no longer engaging with your content effectively. You should aim to have at least 9 items per campaign. This can be easily done by adding 3 thumbnails and 3 titles and mixing and matching them. Headline best practices. Designing a good headline is a big challenge. The user has seen your image and is now ready to learn more. But what can you say to attract their attention and encourage that click? Here are a few tactics that we found work very well. Set expectations. What are the users about to read or purchase? Make sure to be direct so there is no disconnect. Numbered lists. Numbered lists are a great way to make users more inclined to click on your headline. For example, instead of fashion trends this winter, try 7 popular fashion trends this winter. This is a tactic that works very well in headlines. And finally, FOMO. Make users feel that they are missing out on something by not knowing about your brand. We have seen a 16% higher engagement with titles such as, "If you haven't tried these pajamas, are you really sleeping in luxury?" So these are all tactics to keep in mind. Landing page best practices. You've already attracted the user with your amazing creatives and headlines, and now they have just arrived to your landing page. As I previously mentioned, the user is still in their discovery phase, so the content on the landing page is very important. Keep in mind the 3 pillars below when building your landing page. It is important to educate and engage. Inform users about your brand. Next is sell. Now the user knows about your brand, let them know what you have to offer and have a strong call to action. And lastly, be straight to the point. Be precise and speak directly to the user to incentivize conversions. We typically see that anything above 600 words does not perform as well because the user tends to lose attention. This is why we definitely advise to keep it precise and straight to the point. So in closing, what have we learned today? Have a clear objective in mind. Focus on your story and what makes you unique. There are several other brands out there similar to yours, so focus on what makes you different and stick out. Originality is key. Create images, titles, and a landing page that attracts users. Check out trends.taboola.com for inspiration on all things creative related. This is a great resource when coming up with headlines and creatives. And lastly, always refer to help.taboola.com, which is another great resource for any questions you may have around best practices, advertising policy, our latest product features, and many more. Thank you for listening.